Well, hello, good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you see this. This is Dee from Older INFP Insights. I thought I'd do another video. You're kind of wearing me out. Thank you for the views from the last video. I know I have a benchmark of 50. I think I got 50 like in 2 days on the last one I did last week about whether we're forgetful. So you didn't forget to watch, which is great. But, yeah, I do appreciate that. So if you like my videos, like, share, subscribe. Comment below. I do love your comments. Also, I want to say one thing, and that's I've noticed looking at the analytics to my videos, a lot of you are cutting off like at a couple of minutes. And I don't get to the point until the end. As a true INFP, you would know this, that I go off on tangents and this, that, and the other, and I ramble. Not intentionally, it's just the personality and this who I am, but the main points usually come towards the end, so I'd appreciate it if you'd watch it all the way through, and you might learn something about that. So the main points about the end, usually it all gets tied together. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. What I thought today is something's been on my mind. I'm kind of bummed out. I don't know when I'm going to do another video. Kind of bummed out because yeah, friends come, friends go, people come, people go. I don't know. I'm kind of in limbo with one kind of situation. And I'm sure you INFPs know what I'm talking about. I've done a lot of videos on ships, friendships, whatever kind of ships there may be. So you might want to look at those. But here's one that's specific. And that is about buying friends. INFPs don't buy friends. We don't need to. And if you are, I would say healthy INFPs don't. And if you are doing it, then stop. I'm telling you, stop. So the two reasons that we don't have to buy friends, and I'll explain that in a minute. Reasons we don't have to buy friends. Number one is that people are drawn to us. I have mentioned that in other videos. People are drawn to us. People come. It's like I think I may have lost a friend. That's what I'm bummed out about. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But while I was being totally bummed yesterday, thinking that probably am losing a friend, someone that I haven't heard from in 6 months called me, and we talked with somebody I'm close to, actually, but we just, for some reason or another, haven't talked to each other in like 6 months. And we talked for several hours on the phone. So yeah, one thing about the INFPs, we are likable. We do have friends. People do like us. And when, like as I say, one door closes, the other one opens, a door, whatever. Yeah, so don't take it to heart too much about worrying about that. Plus, another reason we don't have to, not only do people are attracted to us, drawn to us, energy-wise, and I can go off and all day long talking about energy. Everything is energy, not matter, it's energy. So the second thing is, even if we are alone, we don't mind being alone. We're of the 16 MBTI types, we are the ones who can be alone and satisfied being alone the most. We have, we're creative in our heads. I know, and I said this in another video, all you hear about is INFJs do this. I think you don't see the INFPs as much. I think we are the most. It has to do with our feelings. So, now, what do I mean by buying friends? Anybody raise your hand if you know what... This is a test today. Raise your hand, put it in the comments. I want to see some comments down there. I do love reading them. What I mean by buying friends is you feel like, people, several categories. I'll just give you a few in different age groups. You ever know people who always want to, like, take you out to lunch, buy you drinks? It's okay to do once in a while. It's okay to reciprocate if you're sharing that. I'm not saying everybody who buys a drink for you, everyone who pays for your lunch or invites you out to eat and pays for it, Like, well, let's go out to lunch and I'll buy. I'm sure everyone here has heard that or said it. If you're doing it to be generous once or twice, that's fine. But if you know people, and there are people like that who do that all the time to almost everybody. I knew somebody when I was in my 20s. This was like lifetimes ago. I, I think it's more for younger people that does this, but maybe older people that haven't outgrown it. Um, yeah, I knew a guy that he lived with his parents, so he could afford to do this, and it drove them nuts. But he worked full time, and just starting out of school, and worked full time. He got paid on Fridays. He had one of those jobs that got paid by the hour, so he got his paycheck on Friday. Friday night he went out, bunch of friends. He spent his entire week's paycheck every week, taking his friends out, buying them steak dinners, drinks, whatever. Um, and that is true, a literal whole paycheck doing that. He had tons of friends. He was extremely popular. He's buying friends. When he stopped doing that, he grew out of it, and he got woke. The thing nowadays is say woke. Um, he got out of it. He stopped doing that. Guess what happened? How many of you, all these dozens of friends, and being the most popular, do you think kept coming around? Very little, if any. And he was an introvert too, because he started living in his bedroom a whole lot, staying to himself, doing creative things to himself. So like I said, he grew out of it and matured. But that is buying friends. It doesn't have to be that drastic, but if you know people that all the time are saying, and I know another one too, it's like, oh, let's go to the movies, I'll buy. Let's go here, I'll buy. They're buying friendship, they're buying your companionship. That's not something healthy people do, and you don't need to do it if you are doing it. But like I said, INFPs don't need to do it. Also, when you get older, like retired older, or maybe middle-aged and older, I know a lot of people who spend time going to healthcare professionals, going to doctors, going to dentists, every time I turn around, they're going somewhere. And when you get older, you do have more medical issues. Fortunately, I do not. I've taken care of myself my whole life, and I was sicker. That's a whole nother story, but I was sicker when I was in my 20s. But I'm taking care of myself now, and I don't need to go to the doctor but once every 6 months. But some people go, and if you know people, if you are older, it may be you, and I'm not saying everybody who does this is buying friends. I'm talking about, because a lot of people seriously do need to go that often to doctors, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about people that every time, and I know people like this, every time they may say have a bruise, I'm being literal here, have a bruise or cut their finger a little bit, they call 911 and want an ambulance to come take them to the ER. That type of gross things. I know someone who has 6 doctors right now. They're all specialists. They all tell her that she needs a psychologist instead. I'm beginning to believe it. She does have problems and issues, medical issues, but keeps adding on, never does what they say, do, or suggest. So if you know people like that, and there are people like that in the world, that's what I'm talking about, buying friends. If you're members of groups, I know one time when I was, so that's old, young, and old, in between. I know an example of someone who joined a sorority in college, very introverted, didn't have many friends, and somebody came to me and said, well, she joined the sorority because she's buying her friends. She has to buy friends. She can't get them on her own. She has to buy friends. And I thought, that's cruel. What in the world? But I got to thinking about that. I do walk every morning, and while I walk, I process the world, and whatever comes to my mind comes to my mind. That example came to my mind today, that I understand it now. Yeah, I think she wanted to belong somewhere. She wanted to have people around. Didn't want to be lonely or alone. So yeah, you have to pay dues to be in a sorority. So she was buying friends. So that's what I mean about buying friends. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm running a little bit long here. What do you think? I like to know people's opinions. I'm enjoying your opinions, and there's some good insights in there. A lot of you have. You'll have to do a video for me. Some of you, I'll get you to do a video for me. Put your comments below of what you think. Do you think people in general buy friends? Do you think INFPs buy friends? The healthy ones? If you're unhealthy, I could see you doing it. But I think INFPs are special. We do not buy friends. Personally, I'd rather be friendless. I think that's the INFP thing. If it's not genuine, I'm not, and I don't tell people if I got money or not. I act like I don't. But I pay my way. I'm not going to pay other people's way. I put that out front. When I'm going to be a friend with somebody, I kind of hint around like we got to pay our own ways. You know, I'm not going to support somebody. I don't want somebody to be around me that's around me because I have money or because I don't have money. I want people to be around me because I am who I am. That is an INFP thing. We are full of authenticity. That's the number one thing. We don't care how much money people have, the healthy ones, how much money people have, what kind of status they have, whatever. We don't go for all that. We like variety of people. We like variety in general. So give me your thoughts. I think the INFPs don't, the healthy ones, because we don't need to, and because people do gravitate towards us. And if we are friendless and we want to be friends, somebody's going to show up at some point in time because we do attract people. And also, if we don't attract people, we're fine by ourselves. So that's all I wanted to say. I think I might be friendless again. Who knows? You're still hanging with me. But like I said, somebody else called that I hadn't spoken to in 6 months. So it does work, does happen. So I hope everybody's doing well. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment below. I love to see the comments. And until next time, be safe.